Hey, it's Brian Mirabella here, and I'm a human performance specialist. And what I'm going to teach you now is going to be about your lymphatic system, which is one of the most important systems on your body. But just remember that no one system is above another. It all has to work in conjunction with your human vessel. So the lymphatic system is your drainage system. It's your sewage system. It processes all the waste from your body, all the removal. So let's think about if we're tight, if we have tight muscles. I can't touch my hands behind my back. So my chest muscle, we would think, is restricting me. And it is, but it's restricting me because it has buildup inside the tissue. Because when I was 5 years old, I was able to touch my hands behind my back, and it's not because I got bigger, it's because I got more dense. And density happens at the cellular level. And that's what we don't understand when we think, oh, I'm just tight, I'm inflexible, I have inflexible muscles. Unfortunately, it's much deeper than that. And you have to think of yourself as a big fish tank. So I got all these pipes in my body, and they're called my lymph nodes. And they run from the bottom of my feet, up the middle of my body, some on the skin, under the skin, through the anterior compartment of my spine, which is just in front of my spine, but inside my body, and they drain up at the top. They drain up at the top because it has to go into the venous blood, into the heart, so it can pump it to the kidneys and get rid of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to work from bottom to top, and we're going to stimulate our removal system. So if I'm this big fish tank, I want my water to be clear. The pipes have to be working. If the pipes aren't working, my water starts to get dirty. We call it a dirty tank. As the dirty tank starts to happen, I don't even realize that I don't feel so good. I might have a day where I have low energy, and people are like, well, you just have low energy today. Well, it might be because I'm suffering from having a dirty tank. Because I'm not like a car. I don't have an oil light, a light in my head that says you're low on oil. But there are certain tests that we can do to check if your certain organs or lymph nodes are inflamed. But we're not going to go through that right now. I'm just going to teach you a system called a lymphatic mojo system created by Dr. Perry Nickelston, whose class, the lymphatic mojo class I've taken, because I try to encompass all these wellness modalities into one system. And I believe that the lymphatic system is one of the most important, if not the most important. And then we have your cardiovascular system, which is your breath, your fascial system, which is your movement system, and your nervous system. And no, I did not say muscular system, but I'll get into that in another video. So the techniques are 3 techniques, and they're very simple to do. So when we assess somebody, we want to push in deeply, and we want to feel if they have inflammation around an organ or a lymph node. But when we do our physical exercises, we're going to do everything light. We don't want to hurt lymph nodes. Lymph nodes can be easily damaged. So the techniques are going to look like this. I'm going to show you different anatomical positions, but technique number 1 is lightly rub fast. So in the place of the lymph nodes, which I'll show you, we're going to do light fast. Then we're going to move to light tapping. And then we're going to move to light rubbing. So first is brushing, then tapping, then light rubbing. So now I'm going to show you the anatomical parts. So even though the lymphs start in the feet and drain up in the neck into the heart, we're going to start from top down, and we're going to push all the fluids through the system so they can be removed by the lymphs into the blood. And the first area we're going to start with is this tiny little area behind the ear. It's a very soft area. It's where the doctors touch you. You have all these lymph nodes here. So we're going to rub. Now each technique should be done between 10 and 20 seconds. So I'm brushing fast. So 10 or 20 seconds. Then I'm going to tap. Not hard, just enough to stimulate the lymphs, 10 to 20 seconds. Then I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to gently rub toward the heart. toward the heart, toward the heart. So that's position number one. Then we're going to go just above the jawline. Find your jawbone, and there's lymphs all along the top of it and all along the bottom of it. So we're going to rub fast. We're going to brush all along the jaw. So I'm going to cut down the time, but 10 or 20 seconds. Then I'm going to go under the jaw. 10 or 20 seconds. Then I'm going to tap. 10 to 20 seconds. Tap. 10 to 20 seconds. And I'm going to rub toward my heart. So now I'm going to stimulate the water removal toward the heart. Rub toward the heart. Rub toward the heart. Area number 3 on the face is the cheeks. Lightly rub fast. 10 to 20 seconds. Tap. 10 to 20 seconds. Rub toward the heart. Gently. Okay, that's my face. Now I go above my clavicle. So just like my jawline, there's lymphs above the clavicle. There's lymphs below the clavicle. Now if you want, you could do one at a time. I personally like to do 2 hands. So I rub along the top of the clavicle. Then I do below the clavicle. The microphone's getting in the way. Below the clavicle, then I'm going to tap. 10 to 20 seconds. Tap below the clavicle. 10 to 20 seconds. Then I'm going to rub toward my heart. Gentle, not deep, toward my heart. 10 or 20 seconds. Under the clavicle. 10 or 20 seconds. Now I'm going to move to the armpit. Got tons of lymph nodes in your armpit. You have 700 lymph nodes in your body. You have 15 liters of lymph fluid in your body as opposed to only 5 liters of blood. So you have 3 times more lymph fluid than you have blood. So it's a very critical system. It affects everything. And it's very, very under the radar. So now we go armpit. Rub fast, 10 or 20 seconds. Tap, 10 to 20 seconds. Gently push the water toward the heart, 10 or 20 seconds. I drop my arm. Now I want to go in the area between my shoulder and my pec. And I'm going to rub 10 or 20 seconds. Then I'm going to tap 10 to 20 seconds. Then I'm going to rub toward the heart 10 to 20 seconds. Now we have to do that on the other side. Armpit on the other side. Pec, delt, tie-in on this side. Same techniques. Then I'm going to go to the middle of my sternum. There's all lymph nodes in the middle of my sternum, and I'm going to rub fast 10 to 20 seconds. I'm going to tap 10 to 20 seconds. Now I'm going to push the lymph. I know my heart's over here, but the lymphs that drain start here, so I'm going to push it up this way toward the heart. Then I go to my belly button. My belly button's right here. I'm going to go below to the side above. So I'm going to lightly rub all around my belly button. Now this is in the Chinese traditions. This is your dantian. This is your energy center. 2 inches below your navel. Then we tap. So this is stimulating the energy in your body. Then we rub gently toward the heart. We don't rub deeply. Now you find your pelvic bones. Some call it the ASIS anatomically. Go above the pelvic bone to the soft part. You have lymph nodes right there. Rub fast, 10 to 20 seconds. Tap, 10 to 20 seconds. Push toward the heart, 10 to 20 seconds. Now you got, just like your pec delt tie-in, you have a ton of lymph nodes in your groin area, the crease of your groin. This is funny, but now I got to get in the crease of my groin and I got to rub the areas where all my lymph nodes are really fast so my legs drain. A lot of people have swelling in their ankles and feet. That's called edema. That means the fluid, your body's stagnant. The fluid isn't being drained from your system. So you get into your lymph nodes in your groin and you tap in your groin. Tap all through the crease of your groin. Then you gently rub 10 to 20 seconds up toward the heart. Now we go behind the back of the knees. Tons of lymph nodes here. We're gonna rub, we're gonna tap, and then we're gonna gently massage the lymph toward the heart. 10 to 20 seconds. The final techniques are now I need to jump on my toes. So I need to be on all 5 toes, and I'm gonna jump for 10 to 20 seconds to stimulate the water being pushed through my system, because the lymph start in my feet. Then I'm gonna go to the outside of my foot, my heel, and I'm gonna stomp on my heel for about 10 seconds. Again, stimulating lymphatic flow. And then the other heel. Now what I didn't mention, and I want to say for the end of the video, is while I'm doing this, I'm breathing through my nose at all times. And it's a gentle breath. It's an in-out breath. In, out, in, out, in, out. Not deeply in, not deeply out. Rhythmical. In, out, in, out, in, out. And I'm calming my nervous system down. And I'm doing that while I stand on the Naboso mat. This mat is specially designed. It's got pushed up prongs on the mat, kind of like nails, but they're not nails. And they correspond to the small free nerve endings of your feet. So they're little tiny like nodules, knots, and when you stand on it, you activate the proprioceptive response in your body, because 80% of the small free nerve endings in your feet are sensory nerve endings, proprioceptive nerve endings, and it connects you to your environment. It turns on your organs, and it also brings your cranial nerves online. So you get calmer and you get more alert, and your organs start to work better. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's about the lymph that I'm trying to, oh, that was stupid. I don't know. I hope you'd enjoyed this video. That was about the lymphatic system, which is one of the most important systems in your body, and don't neglect it. You do this twice a day, just like brushing your teeth, and it'll go a long way. If you got shoulder pain, you got a lymph problem. You have diabetes, you have a lymph problem. You have cancer, you have a lymph problem. You have any kind of itis, you have a lymph problem. It means you're not removing the toxins from your body. We hear about clean eating, but we never hear about the lymphatic system. Now I'm teaching you Dr. Perry's techniques on how you can create a very healthy, stimulating lymph system. Peace.